Hello, 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 and welcome to the Manifest on Purpose Mindset Show Backstage. I am the host of that show. I am Kimberly Williams. You can find that show right in your YouTube feed. On that show, I help you align your mindset with the things you really want in your life so that you can create the best version of yourself. This conversation backstage is going to be about Conversation 107. And I must tell you that this is actually another throwback, but it's my favorite topic of the entire year of 2021. So I'm excited about getting this topic through to you today. It's talking about the wrecking ball effect, being aware of it. And for some of you who don't know what the wrecking ball effect is, that conversation details what it is. And I'm going to start off by telling you why I chose this and give you a little information here about what it is. If you haven't heard Conversation 107 yet, go down in your feed and listen to 107 and then come back here for the backstage details. First of all, the wrecking ball effect is something that we all go through from time to time. And some people like to say challenges, some people like to say tests, struggles. It's that time in your life where you've set your intentions, everything seems to be going well, and then all of a sudden you see things appear that seems like they don't align with your intentions. And that is when the wrecking ball effect has started. It kind of seems like the tower moment in the tarot deck. I'll get into it a little more specifically in a few moments, but I want to talk about why I love this topic and why I was inspired to actually create this topic. The inspiration of this topic came from an oracle card reading, and I'm going to show you, give me just a moment, the deck, and I'm going to show you exactly what the translation of the card is. This is the deck. It's the Oracle of E. And it's a 52 card deck and guidebook to manifest your dreams. And this deck is by Pam Grout and Colette Baron Reed. You may have heard of both of these people. Pam Grout actually has a book that aligns with these oracle cards. And Colette Baron Reed, she is actually the author of many oracle card decks. But the card that really stood out to me was number 46, and it's called the Wrecking Ball. According to the understanding of this topic, it says, just so you know, a wrecking ball is not necessarily a sign of destruction. It's more like a blessed invitation for brand new, exciting things to blossom. All you need to do is change your perspective. Let's get this renovation started. And what I've noticed today is I'm studying more in the field of numerology. So you'll see me counting numbers a lot. So when I look at the number, the 6 and the 4 is 10. And the 10 breaks down to the 1. And the 1 in numerology really represents new beginnings. I'm going to stop this share and get back to you. So that really represents new beginnings. And that's what the wrecking ball effect is for me. When I saw that, I knew that it was something that I had to look deep into as far as the manifestation of it and as far as how it is in the manifestation process. I was excited because a lot of things came up in doing the research on that topic and just going back thinking about things, new beginnings and endings. And the number right before 9 is the transformative period. It's the period where things are going away so that new things can come in. But what happens a lot of times is that there are some things that may be hard for you to let go. There are some things in life that happens for a season and some things happen for a lifetime. But just know that everything happens is to help you grow in some way or the other. It's important not to get too attached to the physical reality, to the people we meet. Not saying that you should be a loner or anything like that, but don't get too attached with these physical things and these material things, because sometimes we have to let go of some of these things in order for newness to come and take place in our lives. And that's what the wrecking ball does. When I thought about that, and when I first saw that card, the first thing I thought about was the wrecking ball. Like, a lot of people, they think so badly about the wrecking ball. If you don't know, the wrecking ball is the ball on the end of the crane that comes in for demolition to tear down buildings. And if you look at it from afar, it just looks like destruction. Sometimes things may happen that way in your life. That's why you may title them as struggle, challenge, test, because it may seem like everything seems like destruction at that moment. But the cool thing about the wrecking ball, if you know about the wrecking ball, the whole purpose of the destruction is reconstruction. It tears down the old buildings that are no longer serving any particular purpose anymore, so that it can make room for the things that are serving a purpose in your life. When I look at the wrecking ball, I also, as I said earlier, I look at the Tower Moment card. It's similar to that. Everything may seem like that it's chaos for you. However, it's not chaos. And you have to understand, even in that chaos, with chaos or through chaos cometh order. So it's not just, don't focus on what's being taken away or what's being torn down. Focus on the reconstruction period, the period that's building up things that can serve you in your journey moving forward. I like to look at this as a graduation of sorts. If you're trying to grow, change is necessary. Actually, the hardest part about the wrecking ball moments is the fact that you have to change in order to grow. People meet change with resistance because it's that part in your life where you're doing something absolutely new and different. And your subconscious mind is looking at you and trying to remind you that, hey, you're not doing things the way you usually been doing. You're not moving or flowing according to programming. Is everything okay? Because it picks up that different things are happening. Sometimes when you get that question from the subconscious mind, it may trigger you to say, oh yeah, this is different. Let me go back to my normal routine. Or you may do what I actually suggest that you do. Yes, everything is okay, and you continue to move forward and embrace everything that comes with that challenge. Learn every lesson, because what you'll find is most of the time during these moments in your life, you're not just learning one thing, you're learning several things. And you're learning because you're requesting to grow to the next level. It's a level up for you. So take this level up and know that in order to level up, you're going to have to do something different. And I heard people say, and I think it's a quote from someone, don't get me started quoting the wrong people, but in order to do something or to get something that, in order to get something that you've never had before, you have to do something that you've never done. And I like to add to that, you have to go through something that you've never done before. Now I'm going to get to my notes. Some of the stuff that's in my notes, I probably already covered it a little bit, but I'll just go. Build or destroy. As I was saying in the conversation, build or destroy is a concept that I learned many years ago. I was a part of the Nation and Gods and Earths. Many people know that to be the 5% nation of Islam. And one of the principles in that was to build or destroy. And to think about it, build or destroy. I gotta think about what number that was. Let me check it out, because I'm thinking it's 9. If it's 9, that's crazy. Okay, so it's associated with the 8, which leads to the 9. Okay, well, it is the 8th number in the supreme alphabet, build or destroy. And basically, in my own terms, I'm not going to try to explain like they do, but in my own terms, it's basically building up the positive in your life and destroying the things that are not serving you. And that's what it is, building up newness in your life and destroying the things that are not serving that purpose. So basically, when I look at the wrecking ball, that's what I think about, the build and destroy. It's a level up. I already talked about that. It's like you're not going to go to kindergarten and not learn everything or master everything in kindergarten and still are able to go to the 2nd or 3rd grade. Each level you go through in your life, you have to face mastery in that area before you move forward to the next level. So you have to understand that the same thing happens with us as adults. When we're leveling up, we got to do something different, just like I was talking about earlier before. We have to act, we have to be, we have to think on a higher level of thinking. You can't go to where you want to be with the same mindset that you had where you used to be. Because if that's the case, you're still going to be where you think you used to be, because your mindset hasn't changed. So you have to learn how to grow through what may seem like challenge. Habits, 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 habits. Your habits are important. And I want to say also, pay attention to your habits and patterns, especially throughout your life. because your habits and patterns are really what's shaping your personality. Your habits are going to determine who you are tomorrow versus who you were today. If you notice that you have some negative habits that needs to be worked on, or habits that's stuck in levels of the past or limiting habits, then you need to work on those so that you can move past those. One thing I've learned about the wrecking ball is until you learn what the lessons are, you're to learn from it and grow through that, you're going to remain stuck. So the quicker you learn the lesson, the quicker the process will be. When you continue to, you know how it is sometimes, we know what's best for us. We know what we need to do to move to the next level, and we don't do it. And a lot of it has to do with that attachment. It just makes things more difficult in the future because you're in resistance. You're not in the state of flow. Yeah, and basically talking about this is a period of growth for you. And do, I want to suggest to you, just like this card says, and I want to pull it up one more time so that you can see it one more time. All you need to do is change your perspective. Let's get the renovation started. What this is really, really saying to you, stop looking at this as a challenge. Stop looking at this as a test. Stop looking at this as hard work. Start looking at this as opportunity. Because one of the things that I didn't have in my notes, but that is coming back to me too, one thing that you should know about the wrecking ball moment or that tower moment, that build destroy moment, most of the time, that thing in which you were trying to manifest is right there on the other side. You're as close to the finish line as you'll ever get. When you see those things happening, you should remind yourself that breakthrough is about to come, because all of this stuff is happening. That means big change and big growth is happening. And right outside of this moment, it's my manifestation. It's my breakthrough. So many people, so many people stop right there at that moment because they don't want to go through the change. They don't want to go through what seems like the challenge. But really, if you could stand above and look within, you will see that the moment you dropped off is right where things were beginning to look good. So stop looking at it as something negative. Start looking at it as your breakthrough is happening. Manifestation is taking place. Start looking at it as this is a time for me to grow. Start looking at this as a positive period. It will definitely make things easier for you. Start looking at it as a moment that you can learn from. Not a challenge, not a test. When we say those things about it, it's a challenge, it's a test. Everything's upside down, it's chaos. Then we make it in our minds worse than what it really is because we spoke that into existence. So during this time, no matter what you're going through, no matter how frustrating it may feel to you, think, act, and feel in a way that makes you feel positive about the moment. Change your perspective, change your life. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you for sharing this with your friends, liking this, and subscribing and clicking that notification bell. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.